A warm welcome to everyone in this fine afternoon. I trust you are all eager to embark on the second section of Day 3 FTP. I hope this session will be filled with intellectual exploration and insightful discussion. To begin the session with a word of prayer, I'm privileged to invite Mrs. J. Christy Lydia Johnsey, Assistant Professor of English, to lead us in prayer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let us begin the day with prayer. Dear Almighty Lord Jesus, thank you for this amazing third day, session 2 of Faculty Development Program. Dear Lord, we seek your guidance and inspiration. Grant us the wisdom to absorb the knowledge shared, the patience to navigate challenges, and the strength to preserve in our academic pursuits. Bless the college secretary, principal, resource person, colleagues, and all the esteemed faculties joined here in this FDP. May this program lead us to have a positive impact on our educational community. In moments of reflection, let us be grateful for the opportunities to learn and develop. Lord, may the lessons gained here resonate in our teaching and research endeavors, elevating the quality of education we provide. As we move forward, may our bonds strengthen, and may the fruits of faculty development program be evident in our contributions to academia. In the name of our loving Lord Jesus, we pray. Amen.
The word of God guides us and teaches us in the way that we should go. To get God's guidance, I request research scholar Ms. Samlin Golda to read few verses from the Bible.
Good afternoon, everyone. The reading portion for today is taken from the book of Psalms 32, verses beginning to read from 6 to 11. For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters, they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. Here ends the reading. Praise be to God.
Thank you, Golda. It is our pleasant duty to bid a genuine welcome to the gathering. So I request our respected research guide and assistant professor, Dr. J. Mary Stella, to bid the welcome address to the gathering.
Good afternoon to everyone. On this session 2, my heart is filled with overwhelming joy to know the abundant goodness that our Lord Jesus Christ has blessed us within organizing the faculty development program. On behalf of our college, it's my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all distinguished faculty members. I'm very happy to welcome our secretary, Mr. S. Prem Kumar Rajasingh, for giving this opportunity. Welcome you, sir. I'm pleased to welcome our principal, Dr. Jawahar Sambal, who has been the guiding force for all our activities. Welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our beloved HOD, Mr. Jude Livingston, head of the Department of English, who heads us in all our department activities. Welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome Dr. Beulah Hemalata, convener and head of the Research Department of English, for her dedicated efforts for this program. Welcome you, ma'am. I extend my cordial welcome to our chief guest, Professor Dilip Bharat, Professor and Head, Department of English, who is present here to grace this function. Welcome you, sir. I'm extremely happy to welcome the faculty members, scholars, and students of this program. Finally, I welcome one and all gathered here for this program. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcoming guests with open arms and inviting an honored chief guest to speak are crucial steps in creating a memorable and impactful gathering. I beseech research scholar Mrs. J. Rajkamal Petro to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Dilip Bharat.
Good noon to all who are with us in this online FDP platform. As an area of technological growth, we have come across more artificial intelligence-driven technologies in teaching and learning in the post-pandemic ELT. Here, we have an eminent scholar who is going to widen our knowledge on integrating artificial intelligence with English studies. With pleasure, I wish to introduce the resource person of our day, Dr. Dilip P. Bharat. Professor Dilip P. Bharat is an accomplished academic professional with extensive experience in the field of English language, literature, and education. He is currently the professor and head of the Department of English at Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Ji Bhavnagar University in Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Professor Dilip has held various positions in academic governing bodies, including serving as the Dean of the Faculty of Arts from 2018 to 2021 and as the Chairman of the Board of Studies for English since 2009. In addition to his current roles, Professor Dilip Bharat actively contributes to the assessment and accreditation of higher education institutions. He serves as a NAC assessor, taking on various responsibilities such as chairman, member coordinator, and member of peer teams. In these capacities, he plays a crucial role in evaluating and ensuring the quality and standards of educational institutions. His involvement as a NAC assessor reflects his commitment to promoting excellence in higher education. With over 26 years of teaching experience, Professor Dilip has mentored numerous students at different academic levels. He has advised several doctoral, MPhil, and master's students on their theses and dissertations and has guided them in their research work. He has also actively engaged in research projects, including a UGC-funded research project on the use of technology for teaching English literature and language, as well as an MHRD e-content project on literary theory and criticism. Professor Dilip has published several critical works. He has authored a book titled The Women Characters in the Novels of Thomas Hardy and a few other books. He has written numerous blogs on various topics. His research work has been published in reputable journals covering areas such as online instruction, South Asian literature, contemporary novels, and the integration of technology in teaching. He has also contributed chapters to books and has developed teacher training modules for organizations like RIE, NCERT Bhopal, and SCERT Assam. In addition to his teaching and research activities, Professor Dilip has conducted several teacher training workshops, both online and face-to-face, to enhance educators' skills and promote effective teaching practices. He has trained hundreds of teachers and scholars on topics such as online teaching, flipped learning, blended teaching, integration of ICT in language teaching, and on research methodology. Overall, Professor Dilip B. Bharat is a highly experienced and knowledgeable academic who has made significant contributions to the field of English language and literature through his teaching, research, publications, and teacher training initiatives. His dedication to education and his expertise in the field have earned him a respected position among his peers and students alike. We are honored to have you with us, sir. Here, we welcome you to widen our knowledge in one of the greatest demands in ELT and learning strategies in this world of technology. Welcome you, sir. Here is your session.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. So, very good afternoon to all the participants. And as introduced, we are going to talk about okay, I'm reading some of the chat messages also. We are going to talk about the strategies, pedagogical strategies for incorporating AI in English studies. As we have entered into an era in last 1 year, what we call it as generative artificial intelligence, which has changed several dynamics of our teaching and learning. Right now, we are facing tremendous problems, we can say, like how to cope up with the given situation and most of the teachers or academicians are worried about ethical concerns in using AI also. In this term, when we talk about pedagogies, we have to see that unless we do not rethink pedagogies, or we do not rethink our strategies of teaching, learning, and assessment, perhaps we won't be able to make the best out of artificial intelligence. And that is what we need to look at. I would like to share my screen, a few slides that we have prepared, and we also have conducted a small survey. We'll also see the survey result also, which also is quite interesting. Let me share a screen. And okay, so in this research, recent trends in English studies, a faculty development program organized by Nazareth Margoshes College, Nazareth. We all have gathered here, given us an online platform to discuss about this. This image is of Ajanta Ellora caves in Maharashtra, and it gives us a very interesting reminder that a few thousand years ago, when Buddha and his teachings were to be passed on to the future generations, the disciples of Buddha were using different kind of tools, and their tools were chisel and hammer. And with the help of chisel and hammer, they used to carve stones. I used to do paintings with natural colors into all these caves and document the knowledge, the message that the great Lord Buddha wanted to convey. Now we see that the disciples of Gautam Buddha has a different tools. Their tools are cameras now. So they are digitizing, they are doing video recording and digitizing the thing. So if somebody can tell for the muting of the mic. Yeah, okay, thanks a lot. So we can see now that the tools have changed. We want to still convey knowledge, information to the upcoming generations. But now perhaps we have to use different tools. This disciples of Gautam Buddha, these bhikshuks, they are using mobile phones and camera. Today we can say that this also is out of date technology. Now we have entered into more sophisticated form of doing the things with the help of artificial intelligence, but upgrading is necessary. If the monks can upgrade themselves, why can't teachers? Why shouldn't our teachers and academicians not update themselves with the latest trends? This is another very famous image, the painting with this touch of God. Now we entered into this era of touch of the human and the AI, the robotic technology, the artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and variety of those things now. Whatever way we look at that fine touch, that creation of man, whether we see it positively or negatively, many of the people might consider the very creation of man as highly problematic thing. It is, and that because that led to fall of man also. Looking from the same angle of creation of man and the fall of man, the disobedience of Adam and Eve eating of apple, and that story of Bible, Genesis. With that angle or with that attitude in the mind, we may say that this touch of AI, this touch of technology will also lead to yet another fall of humanity, with another fall of human beings. Or some might say that, well, we are here with whatever way we are here, with whatever mythical story it is there, we still enjoy this life. We live the life in fullest capacity. We know that uh, everybody has to die, but that doesn't mean that we do not enjoy our everyday life. We do whatever we want to do. We came up with the philosophical idea of willpower. Humans have a willpower, and we can make a better things of our lives also. Now, with that attitude, we can say that with whatever advancements humans are capable of doing, we should keep on doing. We should welcome with open arms whatever new invention that comes, and we should always keep on upgrading ourselves, integrating all those things into our daily routine also. These two trends of looking will always be there as a point of debate. We'll always have one group of people who are very apprehensive. As theologically also, we are very apprehensive of the very creation of human being. The same way, the very creation of technology and amalgamation of technology with human being also is seen with the same apprehension by millions and billions of people that live with us. And then there is another group of people who are there to happily live the life with whatever sorrows and suffering, with whatever better days are awaiting for us. Everything is integral part of life, and we are here to live till we die. Let us make the best of that. And that they may say that, well, let the technology come and we will make the best of those things also. I myself would like to put into that another category of the people who are there to live the life in the fullest capacity and to make the optimum of whatever human inventions are made. Ultimately, the human being who is inventing everything, and we are on that side of humanity, human beings, humanism, and we are here to live the life in fullest capacity with all those inventions, with whatever may come. Whatever may come is death, that is inevitable, and death is bound to come whether we walk on this path or the other path. Death is inevitable. So why not enjoy the life and grave the idea of death? So why not we enjoy the technology and make the things best out of those? Most of you also, those who have joined this program to understand the recent trends in English studies, will also be on this side of progressively looking at life and human inventions, progressively looking at the very discipline of English studies. English studies also, to a greater extent, is quite progressive as compared to many other disciplines in languages and literatures. We may say that English departments or English subjects, English classrooms, English teachers are way ahead, or we can say very progressive as compared to other languages and other literatures of other languages also. This is not only my observation, but I am citing Matthew Kirschenbaum. Matthew Kirschenbaum, in his famous article, What is Digital Humanities? And what is it doing in English department? A very interesting title. You might have come across this essay by Matthew Kirschenbaum. What is digital humanities and what is it doing in English departments? Has also made an argument that because English departments as compared to other language departments are very progressive, they would be first to adapt to new ideas and will turn it into pedagogy or include them as a part of course curriculum also. They will be first. And that's why today also we see that if in language and literatures, if there are any departments which are talking about digital humanities, artificial intelligence, it will be English departments. You will rarely come across Indian regional languages or even other European languages, and they're talking about artificial intelligence. It will be the English departments which might be taking a lead also. So with that, looking at that, the very nature of our discipline, English studies, we may say that we are on that side of the group of people who may say that We are here to live the life, king size. We are here to enjoy all the human inventions. So with that attitude or approach, we move on. The survey. Today morning, I have sent you the link of a small survey. And many of you around, when I was doing the final analysis around 11:30, 12 o'clock, I got around 65 responses by that time. And I got some interesting findings from our survey, which is the very crux of our today's gathering and today's presentation. Rather than any other thing, what we think is very, very important. And let us try to talk about that. Let me share the responses. Okay, so 72 now we got. At that time it was around 65 responses. Now we have got 72 responses. Right now we are around 99 people in this gathering. So many of you might not have given the response. You can later on also give the response. But today let us see what is the outcome. Our survey was about pedagogical strategies for integrating generative AI in English studies. And some simple questions we raised, like on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the least and 5 being the most, how familiar are you with the concept of generative AI in the context of English studies? Well, midway 3, we can say that almost half of you or more than half of you are well aware of the thing. We can say that around 40% said 1 or 2. So they are less aware. The 60% or more than 60% are aware about AI concept in English studies. We know it is still growing. And so the possibilities of people, like 18% say that least aware of this also is quite a good number, we can say. With the way people are talking about AI, we all should have tried. We all should have tried and worked out with those things also. We all should have experimented and worked out with all these things. But still, somehow, some of us lag behind in working out with the things also. Okay, let me just okay, some of this screen display is disturbing my screen, so I'm just minimizing those things. Yeah. Okay, so this here, then we had, how comfortable do you feel with technology integration in your teaching methods? And we find that quite a big number of people said that you are quite comfortable. Around 46% said that you are comfortable with the use of technology. Even a good number says they are neutral in this context also. Okay? Have you previously incorporated any form of AI, including generative AI, in your English studies curriculum? And well, fine, we can say that perhaps nobody, even though 30% of the respondents said that they have, I do believe that we have yet not, because it is quite new. And in curriculum, in a more systematic manner, we might not have still incorporated. We might have experimented with AI in our classrooms. But AI becoming an integral part of syllabus, that perhaps still might not have happened at most of the places. If it has happened, it is a very good welcome sign that some of the institutes are very progressive and they have started incorporating AI in their syllabus also. In your opinion, what potential benefits do you foresee in integrating generative AI in English studies? And we can see here the possibilities of the things that it says that maximum we get here is personalized learning experience. Most of you agrees with, around 60% agrees with this idea that it leads to personalized learning experience, followed by improved language understanding, and then we have enhanced creativity in writing. That's quite challenging. This option is quite challenging, but as we move on, I would like to ask some of you if you are interested in unmuting your mic and also putting your camera on, to tell me something about this, any point on this, that how positively you look at all these ideas, like grammar, language learning, literature analysis, uh, streamlined grades and assessment. If you have tried and if you think that yes, it can do grading and assessment, I would love to listen your experiment or your experience about this. Increased engagement with the thing. These are all positive ways of looking at artificial intelligence. And then there are challenges. Let us have a look at challenges also. Then I would ask you, some of you, to share your experience. These are the potentials. And then we have this point about what are some of the challenges you foresee in integrating generative AI into your English teaching. And what we have seen so far is we have lack of training and support. 40% of you said that lack of training and support, and so you see that as a challenge. Then we have ethical considerations, a very important point, around 25%. Then we have assessment and evaluation as a challenge, 21%, and potential for bias, around 10% also said about this also. Well, let us club these two things together. This potential and challenges, benefits and disadvantages of AI in the classroom. I would request some of you at least to share your ideas on this. Yes, anybody would like to unmute and say? You can put something in the chat also. I will read your chat also if you want to. Yes, okay. So who would be ready to share something on this? Benefits and challenges from whatever we have jotted down in this survey form. I hope at least 2 or 3 of you would like to say something. Okay, we got one comment from Joshua Nan Raj. Challenges are that at times it is faulty. Okay, fine. The hallucinatory responses, lots of hallucinations are there in the responses there at times. Yeah. Okay, fine. That is one challenge that Mr. Joshua has identified. Okay, we have another chat reply. Namrata is there. Lack of training and awareness is the most important problem. Well, fine, interesting. We are in the process. FDPs which are going on nowadays about AI and the things. We slowly and steadily. Yeah, anybody would like to say? Okay, we are in the process of this training. There are lots of workshops, seminars, conferences are going on now around AI. Everybody is somewhere talking about artificial intelligence nowadays.
Parish.
Yes, anybody? Okay, lack of training, you said, Namrata, and Aruna Devi said default information. Then S. Santia said a lack of facility and lack of training. Okay, fine. Okay, I would like to ask Aruna Devi and Joshua. Have you tried something in the class and there you face this problem that it gives faulty information or it gives something that is incorrect? If you can unmute your mic and say, it will be good.
Sir, actually not in class, but while preparing for notes and everything, sometimes it gives false results or false meanings like that. So
For any particular example, would like to share with us?
Yeah, recently I had taken this thing that is about drama, that is The Lion and the Jewel. So I read the whole drama, yet I had some doubt in the end, whom did that female character marry? And when I just wanted to ask ChatGPT, it said that the main female character married Lacune. But then in reality, she married Baroka. So it gave the same answer again and again. But then when I asked it again and again, at last it said, I'm sorry. Yes, as you said, it is Baroka. So there's that fault thing in ChatGPT.
Okay, quite interesting. Literature, and that also very recent literature when we are dealing with recently published work of art, then there are more chances of the information which is wrong being generated by AI. That is a very good point that you have raised. I see a very interesting possibility, pedagogical, strategical possibility in this incapability of AIs. That is where we want to go, that how it becomes very interesting possibility for us as the teachers to use AI in our classrooms. We'll come to that point. Yeah, okay. Thanks for sharing your experience. The another one was, it was Aruna Devi. Would you like to share what you tried? This was a good example of literature classroom. Anybody would like to tell something about language classroom? Because we see English studies is about both. It is ELT as well as literature studies. So we need to look at both the dynamics. It makes people idle and lazy. Yeah, that is one from Brother's Gift. The name is not visible. Well, but that is fine. Yeah. It makes people idle. Well, the lazy people will be lazy, whatever you do. The idle people will always remain idle, whether they have this or that. So people's habits of minds, and their cognitive abilities, it's very tough. So even without technology also, idle people were always there, lazy people were always there, and the people who want to work will work with the AI also. They will not get lazy or idle. So this is a reason that people time and again tell that this may turn in a condition where people will cease to use their minds, will get very much things easily. Yeah? The fear, apprehension is quite true. It is something that we need to concentrate. But historically, if we look at this idea that what do people do when they get some tool, some machine, and they can do something easily? Do they become idle, lazy? What the history says. And let me share a few anecdotes, a few examples to see or to rethink about this idea. What we got from Brother's Gift as a comment is a very general observation, which many of us think about. That's why it is not only his observation, but many people, like, for example, Yuval Noah Harari, a famous Israeli historian, also had made one interesting comment that perhaps AI will be humans' last invention, because after this we will lose our capacity to think creatively, critically, or innovatively, and so maybe it will be very difficult for humans to have new inventions. Perhaps whatever inventions will come from AI. We will keep on inventing, but through AI, not as a human capacity. Interesting apprehension, I would say. It is. I don't say that may really happen. In the same light, I also remember an example from Plato's Phaedrus. Plato wrote in Phaedrus one anecdote about one Greek god of invention came up with a new invention to the king, one of the kings in the Greek. And he told that I would like to gift this new invention to your citizens. What was that invention? That invention was writing. Writing was invented by the god first. We know that in Plato's academy, or in those days of Greeks, speaking was privileged over writing. Speaking was privileged over writing. There was more importance given to spoken word than the written word. Plato used to believe that the spoken word is near the truth and the written word is far away from the truth, because the written word can be read in whatsoever context and the meanings can change. And as the meanings can change, it means it goes away or it moves, drifts away, far away from the reality. So writing is not privileged. What is privileged is the spoken word. Speaking is coming from the heart. It is coming from my knowledge, where I have gained some new understanding through my interpretations. And so when I speak, my words are very near to the truth, which is inside my mind, inside my heart. Writing is away. So he said, and so in that anecdote, he wants to prove that that invention was not a very helpful invention. It was not a very helpful invention. The king rejected the invention of the god and told that this invention will only give illusion to my people that they know everything. It will only give illusion to my people that they know everything. Actually, things will be in books, in printed form. It will not be in their minds, but they may get an illusion that they are. So I don't think that this writing will make people knowledgeable. I don't think so. So that way, that is rejected. Well, when we look 2000 years after Plato's life, we are now in 21st century. And what we see is that though Plato is right, is partially correct in his assessment of knowledge and the illusion that we have of knowledge. But at the same time, we also do understand that writing is very, very important today. Without writing, our knowledge systems cannot exist. Everything that we have as knowledge systems is in form of writing. Writing has helped us a lot to grow as a human being, to grow as a society, to record our histories, to learn from the lessons of the past mistakes that human beings have committed. In all this way, writing, documentation of our lives is helping us. It is not that it is not helping us. And we have all gone forward in making newer and newer inventions also with this thing. So that is how we see that today we are privileging writing over generative text. Today, our privileging is changed. Today, we do not do the binary opposition. Those who are the teachers of Derrida and deconstruction, you will understand binary opposition. So today, the binary opposition is not between spoken word and the written word, but today it is between writing and generative text, creative writing and generative writing. So I personally would believe that we should not have any binaries between writing and generative. Generative text should be equally valued as written text. It should be equally valued. It should not be considered as underprivileged or this one as privileged. Also, we should think of what are our pedagogical goals, what I want to teach, how strategically I can devise something that is either written by me or generated by me, written by me or generated with the help of some AI tool. It is one and the same. Yes, Selvi, you want to say anything? Selvi S, your mic is unmute. Would you like to say anything? Selvi S, that is the name I am reading on the screen. Yeah? Your mic is unmute, so I'm asking. Yeah. Okay, maybe by mistake. Okay. Okay, so this is this difference, generative text and written, and how do we value those things? But we need to see pedagogical possibilities of those also. Okay, Aruna Devi says. Okay, I'm reading some of the chats. Okay, difficult for students. Okay, difficult for the students from rural areas. Dr. A. Shanti has given this point. So I think that is about infrastructural problem. Students poor students having devices and then internet and electricity. Maybe that. Or anything else? Dr. A. Shanti, would you like to tell something more on this? Yeah. If Dr. A. Shanti want to say something more. Okay, Namrata has said that generating images and this is still not going on very well. Fine, possible. It is quite true that it may not still give exact results the way people want. Sometimes people are happy and satisfied with doing the thing. Many times they are not also. Okay, but I got some good results also by generating the image, and sometimes I was not satisfied also, and that will be the experience everybody. But possibilities are immense that things may very quickly improve very quickly. Then Kavita S has posted in a comment that it might delimit the potential of students when used to be trusted solely upon it. In ELT as a teacher, I would say it helps the learning process more effective. Well, that is, would you like to share an example how the learning process becomes more effective? I'm asking to Kavita S. Yes, Kavita S. Would you like to share something more on how?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir, of course. So I'll just give you one simple example which I did during, when I came up with a lesson plan. So I had my own opinions and I came up with one. So I simply used the help of AI to improve my lesson plans, where I got to understand a lot of other ideas as well. So in a way, I would say trusting AI solely would be negative. Rather, if I feel like having our points mixed with AI intelligence should be the most effective way, especially in the stream of ERT. So that's the example.
Yeah, that's thanks a lot, Kavita, for giving this. So, and a very good point you have made that uh, depending on this will not be a good idea. But if we have some basic understanding, if our fundamentals are clear, then AI is a master tool. Our fundamentals are clear about lesson plans, about grammar lessons, about literature, about literary sensibilities, about literary theories and criticism, or LSRW skills. Then, once the fundamentals are clear, then for teachers, it is a master key. It saves lots of Kavita wanted to say. It helps by giving very interesting ideas also to the teachers. We can make a very engaging worksheets for our language classroom or literature classrooms there. But the condition is that our fundamentals should be very clear. Well, we can say that we who have learned or we have studied without AI are in a beneficial position of using AI because our fundamentals are clear, because we have studied in a traditional class and that has helped us in making our fundamentals clear. And now the AI can help us. So there are least possibilities that we may be cheated by AI as a teachers. As a teachers, perhaps we may not be, but what about our students? What about our, that is our care and concern that we try to cater or try to see. So that is where our pedagogical strategies become very important tool. And that's why also we should compulsorily integrate AI tools in our classrooms, irrespective of whatever subject, language, literature, geography, mathematics, science, commerce, economics, whatever it is, we should integrate, because one very important lesson that we need to give to our students is this, that how, to what extent can we rely on the responses generated by AI, by any machine, by any internet resource. to what extent we can rely on that. That is a very crucial issue, and it is not a new issue. There is no need to consider this is a new problem. It is a very traditional, age-old problem. That's why we always used to tell that cross-check, cross-verify whatever we have. If you remember, those who have done PhD, in a research also, we do have one component in our PhD coursework or in our research process, that whichever book you are relying on, whether it is your primary source or secondary source, you have to ascertain whether the authenticity of that book is also valid or not. If you fail to get the authentic book or authentic source, then your research may be faulty also. And this used to happen because when we have a text published 200-300 years back, there are lots of republications of the given text. And many a times, several words have been changed, several texts have been edited, several dialogues have been removed also from those things. So if I am relying on the text which is modified by editors after 200 years of its first publication, my observations might be faulty. My observations might be incomplete. I may be making a comment that Shakespeare said so and so, but that actually was not Shakespeare. It was the editor in between in 18th century who made those changes also. So that is where this issue of even the books may lie, or the books also may have something problematic, must be taken care of. In practical criticism, when the new criticism was on the rise, I.A. Richards' practical criticism and many other writers have identified that when you do very close analysis of the text, when you're reading word by word and opening each and every single word, suddenly after opening the entire poem, if you realize that that word was a misprint, that particular word was a misprint. It was editor's mistake. It was the mistake of a printing press. And I did all the analysis based on that particular word. So if I don't ascertain the authenticity of a printed word, then also I may commit an error or a mistake. And that is what we used to do always. Now we need to do more of that with the help of AI and internet technology also. Let me read a few more comments if we got. Swagat Ray had said that AI governed learning may develop fear among students when they will be exposed to real life situations. Now, would you like to throw more light on this, Swagat Ray? In which context do you want to say this, that they may be, it may develop fear when they are exposed to real life situations? So you would like to know something more on this. It's a very interesting idea that you have given.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, actually what I meant to say, nowadays students are majorly using ChatGPT or these tools just to frame their CV or resume. So whatever words we are comfortable with, they may be getting changed when they are using ChatGPT and chatbots and all. So when they will be sitting in front of the interview board, they may feel that, okay, this I have not written, or that was not in my mind. Even the sentence construction may change. So in that respect, I just said so, sir. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, or this fear may be with me also. That's why it got reflected.
Yeah. Okay, no, but it's a very interesting idea. Good, you said this. Yeah, no, it is quite true. Yeah, that when we generate, yes.
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Even, sir, when we are or the students are learning through these tools, when they have to face a certain community or certain people who are not at all aware of these tools, how are they going to communicate? So this may be so. There may be a fear. There is a possibility, or there is a what I say probability of lack developing a sense of lack in the students, that I do have the lack to communicate with people who do not know these tools or who do not know, can't read my mind like this.
Okay, quite interesting point. Yeah, the first point also is very interesting, that students should be made aware, like anybody. Yeah, as a teachers, we also. So whatever text is generated by AI, if it is my classroom notes or my worksheets or something as a student, or something for a job profile that I am preparing, I should relook at it twice, thrice, read everything carefully, and then only send it to some. That is a very important lesson that we all need to learn, that each and every word are exactly what we want to say or not. But this all things we will have to teach. That is where the pedagogical strategies are very important in the classrooms. That this all things might happen. We identify the fear, and then we try to see how it can be rectified. If we discuss this in the class, then many students at a time can learn that we have to be very careful about these things there. Second point also, like how people might deal with those people who are not aware of those things. This is well, fine. I don't know exactly in which situation you said that, but that do happen. Like we have a lot variety of languages. If you see, this is also a new language, and there are so many languages spoken on the earth we are not aware about. And um, we are always in a way afraid also, that if I go to a remote location, how will I communicate with people? What way I will deal? In my mind, there are different words. In the mind of the other people also, there are different words. And still we have globalization. Still we keep on moving and find some ways to communicate with the people also. Okay, let me read a few more comments if I can get something interesting. Anybody else would like to unmute or say in the chat? Please be free to express yourself. Okay, so I think we have covered my help me create. Okay, Anita JP, it said that AI in classroom helped me to create PPT immediately. Okay, so the easiness with which it helps us in doing several things is very important. So when we say easiness, easily things are done. So actually what we think in terms of that easiness or something that saves our time, well, we can say that as a human beings, we always strive to see that our labor is reduced, and in minimum time with minimum effort, we get maximum output. It is this tendency of human beings that perhaps we are controller of all the natural resources also. We all started our journey with animals, from jungle, from forest. We were cave dwellers, and we became what we are, and the animals in the forest remained what they are. Maybe this ability of human beings to keep on inventing, whether it is the first stone that we invented for hunting, or first stick that we sharpened, or the will, or the fire, whatever. The way fire, we know it's a very natural resource, and it has the capacity to destroy everything. But we are able to control fire. We learned how to control fire. And so in our kitchens, we have fire under our control. We can do whatever we want to do with the fire. We tell fire, we command fire that you light up. I have a lighter in my hand and I light up, and then I switch off. You have to go off. So how we start controlling the natural resources for the benefit of human beings, for the benefit. We also do it for the disadvantageous purpose of both for humans and for nature also. But that is not our concern right now. Had it been about eco-criticism, we might be talking about the other side of misusing the nature as a part of controlling mechanism. I do remember suddenly that essay written by Sherry B. Ortner. Sherry's Ortner. What is culture versus nature? The debate about how culture colonizes nature. That I am aware about, that there are those debates. But here what we want to say is in a different context, that humans keep on developing those capacities. Humans have those ways of using their mental capacities to see. So we do those things, easiness of doing the thing, and then will, we have fire, we have machines, we have transportation vehicles, and lot many things that we as if we all are located at different places. And I am here in Gujarat, you are at different locations, and then we all are talking as if we are in one room, as if we are sitting together. As if that is how humans keep on doing the easiness of things. So in that capacity, if it has come here as a part of easiness, then it is a welcome move. There is nothing to be objected to this generative AI. I see it in a different manner, like when we have menial task, like cleaning of gutters, like we know nowadays in Uttarakhand, there are so many people who are fixed up in tunnel. They were doing menial work, and then they got held up. We have lots of gutter cleaning things and other things. And what we think, we should have better machines so that lesser human efforts are given to menial tasks. So we have robots to clean our homes, and houses now, instead of humans doing the work of cleaning and other things. So menial labor should be reduced with the help of machines, so that we don't distinguish among people, like you are inferior because your work is inferior. I am superior because my work is superior. I work with intellect, so I am superior. You work with legs and hands, so you are inferior. So if you want to diminish, these are different, then we go for machines and technologies to help us in doing it. Now here we see that there is something which we were battling with in for last many years. That was intellectual labor. That was menial labor. Here it is intellectual labor. We were battling with intellectual labor, and unnecessarily we were wasting our time in doing lots of paperwork, which was not at all required. Paperwork that was not required. Like many of you might be working for NAC documentation, or when you prepare your syllabus, you have to write program outcomes, program specific outcomes, course outcomes, learning objectives, learning outcomes, lot many things. And that was, today we think after AI, that was mere wastage of time in just sitting, thinking, writing, which was okay, fine. We need to put something on paper. So it was there to be good on the paper. Now, all those paperwork which we were wasting our time on, we got some good assistant who understands us in a much better manner than any humans can. I do remember, I am head of the department, also I was dean of the faculty of arts and chairman of the board. So we have to do lots of those paperwork, and lots of our time is wasted in looking into syllabus or objectives, learning outcome, and NAC preparations, documentation for these, that, and variety of things. As an administrator, educational administrator, you have to do lots of writing. I personally feel that generative AI tools are really very helpful in reducing your work. And I was never satisfied with any human being giving me the end result. So even if I ask some of my PhD scholars, I was not happy with their result. I would ask my assistant, the office assistant, the clerk, was never happy with the outcome. Now, suddenly I am much satisfied with the outcome of generative AI. That now, this is exactly what I want with a minimum effort, and then it is coming. So that way I try to look, that is reducing intellectual labor. So unnecessary wastage of time and human efforts now can be utilized for maximum output, better doing things, better thinking also. I can spare my time to think something creative and innovative rather than just burden my mind with doing the menial task like intellectual labor. So that is where it helps human beings in making things look very easy also. Okay, fine. So these are some of the observations that you have given. Now, we had some descriptive answers also. Descriptive. I'm sharing my PPT again. Okay, so this we have seen. And then we had seen this descriptive responses also. We are 7, 8, and 9. These 3 questions were about asking you to give some descriptive, and some of you have written good answers also. Some of you have given good responses. So what I did with all this descriptive, now how can I quickly read all these things that you have written in a few minutes and get ready for the presentation? You were giving the responses, and I got in a spreadsheet also. But as we can see that how can we do it very fast? These are all your responses here. So we have this responses. If we have this tabular format, it is fine. Tabular format, we can analyze very quickly percentage of doing the things, and this is okay. But if there are open-ended questions and you have given descriptive writing, then how can I do the analysis? So I also used AI. I used this AI called Cloud AI. Cloud, Anthropic has made this Cloud, C-L-A-U-D-I, Cloud AI. Maybe some of you might be aware, but most popular is ChatGPT by and large here. I'm putting a link in the comment also. In case if you're not aware, then you can just bookmark this link, cloud.ai. So I used Cloud AI along with ChatGPT for various things and summarize the things. And I told Cloud AI is good in summarizing the things. You can upload a text and it will also summarize also. And what I got as responses, if you see that in the survey. So question number 9, 8, and 7, we were asking. So this is how it gave the summary, and then I told that I want all this thing that the respondents have given, around 765 respondents, in 7 bullet points. Give me the summary in 7 bullet points. So this question number 9, then we'll go to 8, and then we'll go to 7 also. What specific pedagogical strategies would you like to explore from integrating generative AI into your English teaching? And as you suggested, implementing strategies for simplified and easy learning, focusing on rural students' needs, utilizing blended learning techniques for enhanced teaching approaches. That is a very good idea. Blended learning or flipped learning. The best pedagogical strategy we need to use in our classrooms with AI is blended and flipped learning. Flipped learning, as we are aware that homework is done in the class and classwork is given for homework. That is how we flip the class here. Exploring AI for finding research, locating materials, and presenting information effectively, combining AI with human creativity to engage students and make learning more dynamic. Yeah, this is how you all say it, and this is a summary made by the AI, that this is what the respondents by and large wants to say. Constructing personalized materials for individual learners' needs using generative. Yeah, this is very good, a good way that now we can have our own personalized learning materials in our classrooms to work with this thing. So while I was thinking of this activity and what are those possibilities that we were seeing, when I was asking this Cloud AI, I asked Cloud AI that I want to teach a poem in the class and want to do some language activity on that. So write a poem on cricket, write a poem, a sonnet on cricket, and prepare English language activities for grade 10 students. So now I can have my own newly generated poem also, and then I can work on that. So I got a sonnet on cricket or whatever are the interest of our learners. What we normally see in different capacities in a pedagogy is that we used to have this idea of authentic material. Authentic material for the ELT means newspapers, advertisements, television, animations, cartoons that we used to take in our classroom and use those things. So the material, the basic core text is not prescribed. It is not prescribed. It is not in form of a textbook. It is open-ended. So whatever is relevant, whatever is talk of the day, whatever is coming in newspapers, that I take in my classroom, and then I do the discussion or debate on that also. Just a minute. I'm getting one point here, a very interesting point. So when we see this, that as a part of authentic material in the language classroom, we need to take something that is happening in society. So why would English teachers do that? Why don't they only teach grammar? Why would they interfere with the happenings of the day? And why should they bring in, because when you talk about happenings of the day, you talk about controversial things that are happening also. When you bring in newspapers in the classroom, lot many things will be highly controversial also. So this question may come, and many people may have this. I remember one very interesting anecdote to answer this whenever people raise the concern for this, that what is the need of other things in the class. Let me share a screen. Yeah, going back to share a screen. I'm sharing a screen. And this is a very interesting anecdote that I found as a good answer to those things. This is by British Council, and it goes something like this. Let me. Yeah, I think everybody can read it. What do you do? I am a teacher. What do you teach? People. So English teachers would say that whether it is a language class or literature class, for us, this people is more important than the subject. But what do you teach to those people, that students? English, you mean grammar, verbs, nouns, pronunciations, conjugations, articles, particles, negatives, interrogatives? That too you teach. What do you mean that too? Well, I also try to teach them how to think and feel. Show them inspiration, aspiration, cooperation, participation, consolation, innovation. Help them think about globalization, exploitation, confrontation, incarceration, discrimination, degradation, subjugation, how inequality brings poverty, how intolerance brings violence, how need is denied by greed, how isms become prisons, how thinking and feeling can be about healing. Well, I don't know about that. The questioner is asking here. Maybe you should stick to language. Forget about anguish. You can't change the world. Well, the answer. But if I did that, I would be a cheater, not a teacher. So keeping this in mind, this anecdote helps in seeing that why contemporary happening, all that authentic material is very important in our classrooms, authentic material. Now with AI, we can generate authentic material with the way the things are going on, with the likes of our students, what they are interested in. We can quickly generate a poem and activity on that particular work of art also. So pedagogically, when we look at this idea, pedagogical strategy, then we can imagine, because today we can only imagine that in future, we will have a syllabus which will be open-ended syllabus. The syllabus will not give us prescribed text that everybody should teach this text only, but it will give learning objectives and outcome, that this lesson or this unit should lead to this language capacity or this kind of literary sensibility. And then either it is language class or literature classroom, teacher can generate a sonnet, a short story, what we call it, this fiction. It is known as a very short fiction. In Hindi, it is known as La Preka, that is Laghu Prem Katha. In Hindi, It is known as that. So it is called microfiction. Sorry, I got that word. Microfiction. We know that long plays or novels is impossible to generate through AI. But if I want shorter versions, sonnets, short story, microfiction, small dialogues, then I can do that. So our pedagogical strategies will have that generate your text and deal in the classroom, generate the activity also and work out with those things also. I would like to take one step further in this also, that it is not now the duty of teachers to teach everything, but we make our worksheet in such a manner that students learn on their own. So, for example, if I want to give a sonnet and tell that study this sonnet and do the activities, I can tell students that generate your activities also. Generate your activity worksheet also you generate. First, try to do the worksheet without the help of AI. Then take the help of AI to generate answers of the worksheet also. Compare both the things and come with the conclusion. Let us discuss your conclusion. Means, what is your learning outcome? What have you learned? Let us now talk about that. Let students speak that these are my mistakes. These are the errors that I committed. Now I learned this. I think this may be one of the best way for learning, self-learning also. And students, if they identify their mistakes on their own, there are more chances that they will not commit the same mistake again, rather than somebody pinpointing. We know that when somebody tells me that you made an error, I neither like to correct my error and I become hateful of that person. I start hating the person who pinpoints at my mistake. So that is again a human psychology, that we don't like people pinpointing at our mistakes. If it is self-learning, if I do trial and error, I enjoy doing that. Throughout the nights, they would sit down and keep on doing trial and error and keeping on learning. That's a beautiful experience. So let us bring that into classroom with AI. Let students work on that, find their mistakes, and let us discuss. I am always happy to discuss my mistakes. If somebody is discussing my mistakes, I don't like it. So if teachers will bring the mistakes in the class and will have red circles everywhere and will show that roll number 10, you have made 10 mistakes, roll number 5, so and so mistakes, we will feel insulted in the class. But if I have to say that I made 5 mistakes, and I learned this, next time I will not make this mistake, I am happy. These are very interesting possibilities that AI tools are bringing in our classroom, which we can think of when we work on these parameters also. But what should we do to reach to these kinds of things? What can be done? A very interesting idea. Maybe either somebody might have thought or somebody might discuss also. But let me again share a few things like that. Like if I'm working on, let me share a screen again. As the basics of doing this strategy for self-learning, what we need to guide our students for. So imagine we are asking our students to improve their writing skills, improve the writing skills. So first instruction we tell that when you open your chat GPT, either a mobile phone or in this also, first give training to the AI tool, the training. So here we give the command to this that please study CEFR guidelines. Please study CEFR guidelines, and I would like to give those guidelines also, CEFR guidelines. I have kept it ready here for our task. So we know according to CEFR, Common European Framework, level A1 to level C2 are described in those guidelines. So I'm using that here. And then I give it to this, please study this guidelines. Okay. And then we give the command to the machine. So they will say that certainly Common European Framework of Reference for languages, provides a comprehensive. It means that ChatGPT got an idea. I have not written in detail, but it got an idea that CEFR means this, and different levels are speaking in this manner about those things also. Now, then we tell that whatever essay or writing you have done, give those writings to the AI, and let us try to see that whether how we can work on that. So, for example, I have one report here, one report writing. A brief of that is there. And imagine this report is written by a student, and he wants to see whether my report has a proper language or not. So I have copied a report, and then I am giving a prompt. Please check, or we can say, and assess the below given report on the parameters of CEFR guidelines. Okay, so I give that my report, and see what happens here. When we work live with ChatGPT, we don't know whether we'll get a desired result or not. We are always we have to be ready with that. That we never know what will come up. But well, something has come up. The provided report aligns well with the CEFR guidelines in terms of language proficiency levels, particularly at B2 level. So it has identified and put the writing at B2 level, upper intermediate. Here is the analysis also. So what is the thing? Lexical resource. What you have done in lexical resource, you have demonstrated a good command of vocabulary related to academic context, administration, and technology. Then grammatical range and accuracy. The report maintains grammatical accuracy throughout and well-structured sentences, appropriate use of complex structures also. No noticeable grammar errors that hinder understanding. Discourse coherence, functionality and interaction, appropriateness of register, communication strategies, cultural awareness, overall impression is something like this, that it says that. So it is indicative of B2 level of writing. That is what it says. This. Now I can say that please help me in rewriting this report for C2 level. For C2 level, please explain also. Let me see, because I want to do learning also. So it is B2. I want to raise the level to C2. So let us see what is coming up. Okay, so it has started writing a report also. Let's elevate the language structure to C2 proficient level, and I'm writing so and so kind of a thing, and the report is rewritten for the advanced version, improved language things also, and then the explanation. Now this is very important part for me as a learner, as a self-learner. This point. So I'm not only generating response and using that. My concern is pedagogy. What we can learn, how we can learn. So I prompt the machine to help me explain me. So it says vocabulary and lexical resource utilized more advanced and nuanced vocabulary to reflect a higher level language proficiency. Introduced sophisticated terms like bespoke, superlative, and asserting for precision. So vocabulary enhancement, bespoke, superlative, asserting is advanced. So now students can learn that if I use this vocabulary, and then I can go back to my report and see where it is used, how it is used. So I enhance my vocabulary and lexical resources also. Grammatical accuracy also, employed advanced constructions such as in the contemporary milieu dominated by digitization for elegance, to bring some elegance to the writing for C2 level. This advanced construction of sentence is brought in, and that is explained also here. The same way discourse coherence, notably, the word like subsequently is given there. This is how it helps. This part is something very significant or very important when we tend to look at AI tools for strategic. So how our concern self-learning. We tell students, analyze your writing and let it work on this also. I have seen in one or two responses that what can be done for spoken language? How we can think of speaking skills or spoken language in this context? Now the advanced version of ChatGPT also had app also, no, mobile app, and it has audio support also. So it acts as like a communicator. It helps us in talking with it, and it also keeps on the same way improving the things also. Let us see if something works out. Let me share a screen and see. Let us try this. As we say that with ChatGPT, what we can do is trial and error. We never know whether things will work the way we want it to be worked or not. There is always this apprehension that sometimes it works and at times it not work also. I'm sharing my mobile screen here, and we have this app, ChatGPT app. You can see here. Okay. And let me open the app. So now we have this button here, headphone button is given there. And with the help of this headphone button, we can have a talk with ChatGPT. Let us try. Let us see. Hello, I want to learn English language. Can you help me?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Not understand what you said.
Yeah, hello, I want to learn English language. Can you help me?
What aspect?
I am interested in speaking.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. My name are Dilip. Well, when I said I are Dilip, have I made any mistake in speaking that? Can you act as a English teacher and help me with the mistakes that I make while speaking English language?
Give it a go.
Who is playing cricket for India? What can be the best way to answer this? I'm just so this was just a sample, but it goes on and on. Like if I want to have a talk with this, then it will keep on talking. It is improving. It is helping also to a greater extent in some mistakes. We just have to train, or we have to tell that act as like this. Now, remember in our ELT classrooms, we were having role play, and we were telling that you are at an airport, you are in a hotel, and then have a conversation with the other fellow classmates. Now here we have a better fellow to talk with us, and not only talk with us, but also keep on our keep on improving our language also. We can keep on asking that if I make mistake anywhere, please tell me, and then it will keep on helping also. So this is another one step further that ChatGPT has moved on, and the possibilities keep on telling us that it is immense. It will keep on improving in variety of manners in this capacity also. If I have to give an example for a literature classroom, and then how we used in literature classroom. Also, let me share the example, one or two examples of that also. I'm coming back to my slide. Yeah. Just a minute. I'm facing some problem with the mouse right now. Let's see. It's held up. Let me stop sharing and reshare again. A lot many pages are open, so maybe there are these problems coming. Okay, this was one challenge in our literature classroom that we faced here. That was about this poem. We were reading this poem, and these lines slightly darker blue color, so maybe not visible very clearly to everybody. Yeah. Let me change the color of the font color, so it is more clearly visible. Yeah, let me edit it to highlight it with yellow color. Okay. Okay, so this poem, and then while you are doing this new critical reading word by word, you want to open up everything, and then we got to this point: Hawthorne's smile, like milk splashed down from noon's blue pitcher, and even with in getting the exact meaning. So we got a good activity that sometimes even AI will also not help. There might be a problem that with the AI also it will not work. You have to devise something else also, some other technology you have to use. What are the problems that you face? Like Hawthorne. If you are also teaching Nathaniel Hawthorne, then students may think of Nathaniel Hawthorne when the word Hawthorne comes here, rather than anything else. And then there is this noon's blue picture. So the prosodic element people will think is about personification. They may say that afternoon or noon, that is the phase of the day, has been personified with apostrophe S, and it is carrying a picture which is of a blue color. That is the normal imagery that comes in our mind. But when we searched internet, we came that hawthorns are these kinds of bushes, shrubs. They are shrubs, and they look like this. When you see from clouds angle, when you see from clouds perspective, then you find that this white color is amidst the green meadows seems to be like milk splashed out, milk splashing out. That image it gives. So that's how the poet is trying to look from clouds perspective and say hawthorn is like a milk splashed out. Well, fine. But the another part, Noon's blue picture was very challenging, task. So when we Googled and then we tried to do variety of things, here AI was not helping, but other way we used image search. And while doing the image search, Google image search, we got one image, and that was the key to open the entire poem. And this was the painting, wherein we have a blue picture and flowers have splashed out of blue picture. And then when we looked at the name of the painter, it was Su Nun. So Nun was the last name of a painter, Suzanne Nun. Su Nun was the painter. And then the reference was Nun's blue picture, that was a reference to painting. Now, nearly impossible to reach at this point to see that how one can get the meaning of the thing. But this becomes very interesting activity to be done in the class with AI, where students will not be able to reach to the right answer. They may get confused in between, and that confusion can lead to understanding a better thing. That every time it is not going to help. You have to still try another ways of doing the things. Variety of things that one has to try to do the thing. I think that when I look at this poem, I do remember that most of the teachers who might have dealt with I.R. Richards' practical criticism, and if they had discussed about this poem, it might be nearly impossible for them to reach to Noon's blue picture, that is the reference of a painting. Very difficult it was. And when you get this, you are really surprised that, well, up till now, you just were talking that Noon is personified as a female carrying a pitcher in the hand. But here it's a different story altogether. Same way, while dealing with Waiting for Godot, which is a very interesting text and absurd literature or modernist literature. It is very good to work with modern, postmodern literature and AI tools, because AI will get more confused in dealing with modern literature or postmodern literature. It will not be able to get quick answers or easy answers very readily. So working with Waiting for Godot in the classroom with AI was also very interesting. When we discussed this point, the willow, the leaves, weeping, and what are these references to this? Or a bush, there was that word bush at the end, a shrub, a bush, what is this reference? And while looking for the bush, we came to this image, and it was about burning bush. It was the painting which reminded of Moses. And Moses was on the mountain and was looking for a pathway for the fellow Israelites. And then the bush started burning, and the sound of the burning bush told him something. And that was about 10 commandments, and that he got this idea. So maybe Beckett is trying to strike at this religious allegory when he's referring to shrub or bush in this also. Now this, if you ask students with AI, I would say with guarantee that AI will fail to give this connection. This allegorical biblical connection is perhaps nearly impossible. AI can learn very fast. It has its method of machine learning. Once you give the right answer, it will learn. That is how it works. But as a teachers, strategically, we have to keep on looking at the possibilities where how things can not be learned, or where are those challenges that students might face when they work with all these things. The other task which became very interesting in the class was this one. Let me share this idea. This one. So one of the tasks that was given to the students was about this novel, Thomas Hardy's novel, Jude the Obscure. Jude the Obscure. And the reference was something like this. The very first part of the novel, Thomas Hardy's novel, begins with this epitaph from Esdras. There is a biblical reference, and Esdras is this quote. It begins. So the task was that this epigraph with which the novel begins has any connection with Hindu mythology of Bhasmasur. Try to make use of ChatGPT or AI tools to find an answer and write it. So our task was the epigraph with which the novel begins. Let me read that. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants of their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. Oh, you men, how can it be? But women should be strong, seeing they do thus. So it tries to tell to the men that many men has fallen from grace because of women. How can women be more stronger than men? How dare that they have the potential to be fallen, the man. That's the sense that it starts with. If you have studied the novel, you know that Jude the Obscure and Sue Bridehead's relations are also very complex in the same capacity. And a fall of a Jude somewhere is connected with his relation with Sue Bridehead also. What is the connection? Can you see the Hindu mythology Bhasmasur? Monster Bhasmasur and that also. So what students did, students might have used ChatGPT and came with the answer of epigraph and got an image also in the search from internet, has put this image also and explained this also. But the other connection was wrong. This quote is attributed to famous French author, philosopher Albert Camus, all hallucinations, all wrong answers that are there. And then myth of Bhasmasur, student was able to get a right image, was able to get the correct image, but the response was not able to connect, got the correct myth also, but the connection with epigraph and the myth and the novel was not appropriate. Inner strength and resilience, transformation and self, that is not what the way in which Esdrus's epigraph is connected with novel, and we want to read in connection of Hindu mythology also. So all this response that is generated is highly problematic response. And when we discuss this in class, it gives a good opportunity for learning. The basic lesson that students learn when they do such activity is this, that I am not supposed to rely readily on the information that is given. What should I do? I have to apply my mind. I have to doubt the information that is given to me. I have to reanalyze. I have to recheck. I have to do cross-reference checking and then only rely. Now, this is what helps in developing critical thinking. Some of you said that using ChatGPT in classroom will lead to not developing critical ability. I would say it leads to developing critical ability by the same way, because once the wrong answers are there, and then when we discuss with the students or students with teachers, there is a very good learning that happens, that where the prompt went wrong and why the student was not able to prompt machine in a proper manner or lead machine in a proper manner to a proper direction to get a correct response. For example, if I want to share this, let me see if I can open one illustration. Okay, here. So I tried this with Cloud AI, and I asked Hardy's epigraph and the myth of Bhasmasur I want. So study this epigraph in Thomas Hardy's novel, Jude the Obscure. So I contextualize it properly by giving a point that this I don't want to study in terms of theology, but I want to study this epigraph in terms of novel. And that also Thomas Hardy's novel. Which novel? Jude the Obscure, in that visit. Now, can you find a comparative parallel with this in the myth of Bhasmasur? So it said that unfortunately, I am not familiar with the specific myth of Bhasmasur to make a detailed comparison. However, based on the context provided of Thomas Hardy, let me give you a thematic parallel, and it gave a parallel with Hardy's novel and the epigraph that was given. And then I prompted again. Now, that is what is very important to deal with this kinds of machines, that we have to keep on prompting them. We have to keep on nagging at them with newer and newer prompts. Can you tell me something about Hindu myth of Bhasmasur in this relation? And then it said that, yes, I am happy to provide some information about the Hindu myth of Bhasmasur. And here is the relation that is brought with Hardy's epigraph. In the myth of Bhasmasur was a powerful demon who did severe penance and obtained a boon from Lord Shiv. The boon gave him the ability to instantly turn anyone to ashes if he placed his hand over his head, drunk on his newfound power, Bhasmasur sought to test his ability on Lord Shiv himself. To save himself, Shiva ran away and with the help of Lord Vishnu transformed into a beautiful, alluring woman known as Mohini. It appeared and Mohini agreed to dance with Bhasmasur, and while dancing, she tricked Bhasmasur in keeping his hand over his own hand, and then Bhasmasur turned into ashes. And it gave a very interesting connection also. So earlier it told I don't know, and then it gave an answer. But our student's response was quite faulty. Student was not able to argue with machine, and so came with whatever the first answer was coming. So what we have to teach them in our strategy is that keep on talking with machines, keep on arguing with machine. Don't agree with the very first response that it is giving, and then it can help in working out with those things also. So these are some of the ways that we slowly and steadily strategize several things. When we worked with our classrooms in different ways, initially when it came, we were generating literature with the help of that, and it was quite surprising to see that its ability to generate literature was amazing. We thought that creativity will always remain with human beings. Creativity can never become robotic, but then we realized that very quickly it became so. And we tried interesting things. Please generate a poem on waiting for Godot. And it gave a very interesting poem on waiting for Godot. In fields of barren earth, we wait for Godot, who we hope is fate. Our lives a constant folding pattern as we long for something to happen. So we find that, well, this is very interesting. This goes with the theme of play. It is not any language generated in rhyming lines, but it has a very, very deep thematic connection with the play with which it is generating the poem. We're talking about existentialism. We asked that generate a poem on existentialism. Existence, a question deep and true, a search for meaning all life must pursue, a quest for answers in a world so vast, a search for purpose that will forever last. So very interesting. Philosophical poems can also be generated. And so we tried various ways in which how different locations the poems can be, or microfiction can be generated also. And with that, we also said that what are the objectives that we come to know from using ChatGPT in literature classroom. Here specifically, we are talking about literature classrooms. And we realize that it is very good tool. It should be used in the classroom. It helps in variety of manners. And how it helps, our objectives are for enhancing comprehension, encouraging critical thinking also. It helps, it improves writing skills, it enhances vocabulary, supports independent learning, and it also, this is very important, make us aware of the potential errors in AI generated responses. So this becomes one of our goals, one of our objectives to teach to students with along with language or literature, this also that what way AI generated responses may make some potential error. Let that also become a part of our our learning journey itself also. So we used to make this worksheets in such a manner where students do not easily get an answer for this. So several worksheets that we prepared where we asked very corner questions in the worksheet, and we told openly that use ChatGPT. Openly, it is instructed. You can use ChatGPT for the answer, and yet it will be challenging to find a correct answer if you are not aware about the original literary text. So one reading of original text is necessary in literature classroom. Then you can use machine and it can help you. But if you have not read original text even once, and if you will use AI, there are chances that you may be having a wrong answer as a response, and you won't be able to check those things. That is how we understand, and that is what we have to instruct our students also. This all are the strategic planning, pedagogical planning to use AI tools in our literature and language classrooms also. So the things may go on and on. Lots of things we keep on trying and learning. There is no end, as every day we keep on learning newer and newer things, and newer things are coming also. The only thing that we have to learn as a teacher is that we have to be lifelong learners. So we used to teach our students to be lifelong learners. Now we are at such a point of time where we have to put that into practice, and it is very difficult. We know that with the growing age, I have seen some of the responses of our other older teachers. I am born in 72, so I am in my 50s. And I also find it very difficult to learn newer things every day. And that is very challenging. But we teach our students to be lifelong learners. Now it is time for us to put that into practice and be a lifelong learner. It's quite amazing time, we can say. Newer things are coming. Our pedagogies are improving, I would say. We need to devise more innovative strategies in our classrooms with the help of AI to deal with other things. But it is really changing the learning experience, the teaching experience in a better way. I am always on the side of seeing that this is a progressive movement in our academic field here. So with this, I end my talk here, and we had very interesting responses which we summarize. We just want to, if just we can take a overview, very quick overview of the last two slides which were there. This was one where question number 9 we were talking about. Then 7th one, challenges, and your responses were summarized in this manner. Threat to integrity and ethics, a very important point. Today we are not able to talk much on ethical concerns, but that also is a very important point that we need to incorporate into our pedagogical strategies. Critical thinking can be impacted. By and large, most of you were talking about ethical concerns in the use of these things there. And yeah, this was also there. Specific experience, if you have. Most of you still have a very limited experience of using AI. Some of you have experienced, and positive experience also you had, that also you have shared. One specific example was BTech classroom, where it helped in lesson plan preparation also. So these are some of your responses, which is summarized with the help of Cloud AI here. Okay, so in case there are any questions, we have last 5 minutes left. So in case something that you would like to say or any questions, then we can talk about.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question.
Yes, yeah.
Does using paraphrasing tools make our content come under plagiarism?
Right now, it is not coming under plagiarism. When we summarize and it comes, then it will. Today, it is not possible for the existing originality detectors, plagiarism detectors, to find the things. Maybe in future there might be, but if we see the way it operates, so it is generating new text every time. So it will be always be challenging and impossible for any machine to detect that this is AI generated 100%. It may just give that possibly it is, but with guarantee, because when other plagiarism machines detect, they give the link. They tell that from here it is taken. So we verify that whether it is taken from that or not, and we ascertain, we get a surety that yes, this information is taken. AI will tell that this seems to be AI generated, but it seems to be doesn't work. If a scholar says that no, it is my writing, then nobody will get the opportunity to take for any legal action, will be nearly impossible. There is one possibility that all the content that is generated by AI is stored in a server, and that server is given the access to plagiarism detection tools. then it can detect. But we can understand that that is nearly impossible. Such large numbers of servers is nearly impossible to have where all this text that is generated can be stored in that manner. So that is how we are at this moment. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, things may change very fast also. My suggestion would be that if you are working for research, then don't then rely on your writing. Get ideas from AI, get ideas from whatever source you, because like if you are held up somewhere in your research, you consult somebody. You may consult some teacher, your research supervisor. The same way you can consult AI tool also. Take it as that human consultancy, your machine consultancy. But write it in your own manner. Don't try to go for that shortcut to take everything from that way. That is how we can think of ethically about using of the material. That's what we can suggest to the people.
And I have another question, sir. Whether using plagiarism checker tools are safe or not, whether it steals our content, I'm asking like that.
Yes, it will make a data bank of that. All the plagiarism tool will store that thesis or research paper. And next time when anybody is trying, it will show the thing with that also. So normally, most of the this machines, they do save all the material that is given to them. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Anything? Yeah. As Santhia, finally, we need to believe our creativity. AI helps us to think other way. It shows new light for our thoughts. Yes, that is how critical thinking is what we develop. Yeah. Okay. So anybody from the organizer's side to give any instructions, or can we all disperse? Yes, yes, we have Eunice. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation and how the latest development in artificial intelligence is helping the language learning and also about its limitation. We are honored that you are taking time to share your expertise with us. Thank you so much, sir. No duty is urgent than that of returning thanks. So before winding up the session, it is important to thank each and everyone who are all pitched up in for the success of today's program. Let me invite the research scholar, Mr. J. Alakesh, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, very well. Good evening, one and all gathered here in this online Zoom platform. So today, I feel incredibly privileged and proud to propose a vote of thanks in this wonderful occasion. First of all, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to our God Almighty Savior for His merciful grace showering upon all of us throughout the day. This is a momentous day and greatest milestone in our college history as we have hosted this grand FTP program for the first time in this year in a successful grand manner. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our college patron, Mr. S. Prem Kumar Raja Singh sir, Honorable Secretary, Nasit Margasis College at Plainmanai, and Dr. B. Javahar Samuel sir, Principal of our college, and Dr. M. Pula Hemalada ma'am, Convener and the Head of the Department, and Dr. J. Marishalla ma'am, Coordinator, and my Research Supervisor, and Mr. T. Jude Livingston sir, Assistant Professor and HOD of Postgraduate Department of English for their valuable support and marvelous guidance towards the successful conduction of this faculty development program in a grand manner. Without their support and guidance, we will be nowhere else in the picture. Once again, I thank all of them in this auspicious occasion. Next, I feel immensely proud to extend my heartfelt thanks to the real hero of the session, Professor and Head, Dr. Dilip Bibrad Maharaj Krishnavasanji, Bhavanagar University, Gujarat, for his valuable lecture on pedagogical strategies for integrating generative academic institutions in English studies over here. In his speech, he clearly encoded the recent trends in the pedagogical strategies for academic institutions, especially teaching English language and literature. This is the greatest chance for us to know about many recent trends in the pedagogical studies in English language and literature. On behalf of our college principal, head of the department, and all the teaching staff members in the postgraduate and research department of English, I am very happy to extend my sincere thanks to the resource person and our guest of honor, Dr. Dilip Barad. Sir, for accepting our invitation and request for being here with us today. Your valuable talks have truly inspired us a lot. It's a greatest boon for us to know about many new elements regarding literary critical theories and techniques related to English language teaching in academic institutions, also self-learning in your valuable session, sir. I think that it will be very useful for many teaching staff like us. Your valuable talks have truly inspired us a lot. Once again, I wish to express my sincere thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much. Last but not least, I feel immense happy to extend my heartfelt thanks to those who put their hard work and efforts behind the screen towards the successful conduction of the program. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels must have started rolling weeks ago. This is the right time to thank all my fellow research scholars, students, fellow teaching staff members, and all the participants from our college and other various colleges for their valuable support and active participation in the faculty development program. We expect the same support and guidance in all our future endeavors also. Once again, I thank all of them. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all for your cooperation for the success of today's program. We are winding up today's session. Let us meet up tomorrow in the same platform for the fourth day FDP. Thank you so much.